My name is Raymond Garrity. Let me go back again. When I came, every administrator was required to teach 2 courses. And since my teaching field had been chemistry, I was teaching in the chemistry program, and I taught 2 laboratory courses. I went to the lab assistant. I said, I want to do a hydrogen generation experiment with the class, so would you set up the following equipment? I said, I'll need 20 funnels and 20 gas collection bottles and this, that, and the other. He says, we have 2 funnels, we have 4 gas collection bottles, we have no corks. And I said, well, how are we supposed to teach a lab? He says, you'll have to demonstrate. Well, as it turns out, we didn't even have half the things that I needed for demonstrating. So we began working on that, and we began working on getting modern equipment, modern supplies. I'm going to pat myself on the back a little bit, but I'd been here for about a year, and I wrote a grant, which at that time was the largest grant we'd ever received, from the National Science Foundation, about $400,000, to upgrade our science supplies and upgrade our science teaching. So the upgrade of equipment and the bringing of technology in. When I came here, we had a ramshackle computer. It was slightly better than an abacus, but not much. The computer could do very little. Eventually, we began to upgrade the computer system. We developed some work with IBM. We came up with a very modern, at that time, computer system, so we were able to put computers around campus. We started putting deck computers in various offices, and that was a godsend. At that time, registration was done by hand. It was all manual. And it would take hours and hours and hours. So once we went online, then that speeded registration up tremendously. So that was a major development. As far as physical facilities, the renovation of Building 1 was a major step forward. At one time, when I came, it was a central court. And every time it would rain, it would become a central mud hole. And students could not get across this mud hole. You'd have to walk around the outside of the building and come back in, and then parts of the building, we had pigeons roosting, so students would be sitting in class and pigeon droppings would come down on their head. All of that was cleared out. The central court was enclosed, made into a nice modern classroom building. That was a major step forward. Some other things we did, we expanded our West Bank campus, and then we began moving into the St. Tammany area with our first setup in Slidell, and then later in Covington. And to me, one of the greatest steps, which I've already mentioned, has been the consolidation of the Charity School of Nursing with Delgado. I think that was a major, major benefit to both Delgado and to the Charity School of Nursing, and also to the community, because we began producing then probably half to 2/3 of the nurses who were working in hospitals and medical facilities in the New Orleans area. And the only problem we ran into on that was that we had place at that time for about 140 students a semester, and we would have over 1,000 applications. So that was painful, having to tell some very well qualified students that we didn't have room. But we were able to expand that program so that now we have, in addition to the 2 classes entering each year, we have evening classes and bridge classes to go from LPNs to RNs. So I think those are some of the major accomplishments that we've had here. And I think the growth in Delgado's enrollment certainly underscores this. When I came, we had about 12,000 students. The enrollment gradually began to fall, so that by the mid-'80s we were down to about 7,000. And now it's over 19,000. So I think the fact that the enrollment has jumped up again really underscores the fact that we are offering something great to the community.